Hello and welcome. So we're going to make this short video about the power of getting intentional about what you want and really living with that intention every day. Because I've experienced this in the past where sometimes I didn't even know what I wanted. I didn't know what I was working for. And it was almost like I felt like I was running in circles and running where there was no destination. And I never had this sense of really deep fulfillment because I didn't know what I was even looking for. And I remember we were on the beach in Thailand on a walk one time, and I was in this state of flux. I needed to make a decision about something. And Patty asked, well, what are you looking for? And it was just this funny moment where we actually both broke out laughing really hard because it was like, it's the question of life. Like, what are we actually looking for? And sometimes, oftentimes, what we're looking for, anytime we look for anything outside of ourselves, external to ourselves, we're looking to feel a certain way. We think this thing that is outside of us is going to make us feel a certain way, and that's why we want it. And so there are some simple practices you can use to actually create that feeling from within, align yourself from within with what it is that you want, and become this magnet for what it is you want to attract into your life. So in today's video, we're going to talk about some simple practices we can use on a day-to-day basis to gain clarity on what it is we want and begin to live every day with intention. So Patty, do you want to talk a little bit about the first practice?
Yeah. So it's always important. You've probably heard like how you start your day ignites, and is a snowball effect for the rest of your day. Because the first 15 minutes of your day, even your brain is still in theta. So your subconscious mind is very open. You're automatically in a semi-meditative state. So you already have a fertile soil, you'd call it, in your subconscious mind, where to plant a seed for your day ahead, to plant and whisper something of what do you really want to cultivate that day? How do you want to cultivate the garden of your life experience, your vibrational existence? How you want to show up in the world each morning? You can just set that intention, like right before you even get out of bed. Like, think of something like this morning for me, for example. It's the simplest of practices, but they're so simple that we bypass them because we think we have to get on with our morning and we have all these things we need to do. But it's the most simple things that can actually completely change the trajectory and set us off in the way of living our entire life slowly through small intentional acts. We live our life, we create the groove of intentionality in everything that we do. And so this morning, before I even opened my eyes, I felt like I wanted to get up and I was going to start my workout, my morning workout. I was like, oh, but before I even got out of bed, I just was so thankful for my bed, and I just started naming these things that brought me comfort, how I felt in my body, for my health, for where I am, for my family, for my sister, that what we're creating together, that inspires me, like for inspiration, for passion, for all these beautiful energies that we can experience in life. And it brought me into such a good state. And I just did this. I started off, I was just going to say thank you for a couple of things. And then it really did start creating this tone. It deepened inside of my heart. And that motivated me. It was like, okay, I want to start my day like this, and I have done gratitude practices, but it really is when we allow ourselves the time to really sink into it, to sink in with the feeling tone and allow it to be that medicine, whatever we choose to do with intention, to give yourself, where you turn off everything else and give yourself that moment of presence with yourself. And then when you're in that feeling tone and you're feeling good, you can set an intention because you've already now expanded you're in that state of receivership. You've expanded your vibration. You've expanded your consciousness. Your field of awareness is now open. So now you can set a really high vibe intention, for your day. That may even be beyond what you would have set or chosen to align with if you start your morning off and you kind of wake up, you're feeling anxious or you're not feeling good in your body, to just initiate something that's going to immediately drop you into this place where you can feel at peace and feel grateful in that moment.
And I think that's exactly it. Like gratitude is a tool for a perspective shift. It takes us from focusing on one thing, maybe if we feel anxious or stressed or worried or concerned about something, using gratitude as like help find something, however small it may be, that you're grateful for. And all it does is it just shifts your perspective to focus on the good. And then when you focus on the good, that feeling begins to expand. And it's so simple, but it's so powerful, and you can use it at any time. And some people say like, well, there's so much, maybe negativity in my life. I don't have anything to be grateful for, but it's like, we always have something to be grateful for. Even if it has to be really, really small, just focus on that really small thing until you can really begin to feel it a little bit in your heart. Just feel that little bit of opening, like the heart, like a flower, just beginning to like petal by petal open. And the more you stick with this practice and learn to tune in with these states, the easier it becomes. It's like anything. The more we practice, the easier we're able to just tune in with these higher vibrational states. So in the beginning, maybe there's some resistance, maybe there's some noise in the mind coming up, like, this isn't working, or whatever the noise may be. Just observe the thoughts and just stick with it. And I invite you to try this practice for 21 days and just notice the difference in being able to tune in with the state of being from day one along this journey. And as Patty mentioned, writing your intention or coming up with your intention for the day. How do you want to feel? What energy do you want to bring to your day? And I encourage you to write this down, because actually when you write it down, it's taking, something that's kind of in sometimes it's when it's in our thoughts, it's up in the ether. And when we take a pen and paper, we write it down, we read it back to ourselves, and we see it, and we're choosing that. And you can even write it and put it in your purse, put it somewhere where you're going to see it. This is my intention for your day, for my day. And that's what leads us to step number 2, is to take these moments throughout the day to check in, to simply have the awareness to take a moment, take a couple deep breaths, check in with, how am I feeling right now? And am I in alignment with how I want to feel throughout my day? And maybe you'll notice throughout the day, there's some trigger that comes in, and you may feel stressed or feel anxious or whatever it may be, and say, okay, I allow this feeling, I accept it. Where is my energy placed? Normally, we're feeling stressed because it's our thought patterns, where our thoughts are being directed. So take a moment to use these tools to shift that. It's like a realignment to how I choose to feel. What energy do I choose to carry throughout this day? And when you take this moment for realignment, to align yourself with how you want to feel, maybe feel more open, more expanded, more connected, more relaxed, and then maybe look again at the same problem or situation in your life, you'll be able to see it through this different lens. And this lens will provide clarity, and you'll be able to even probably have more insight into solving this problem or whatever it may be within your life, because of this perspective shift. So you can do this many times throughout the day. Even you can do it almost every hour. Just check in with, how am I feeling? What energy am I bringing to this project, to this conversation, to this even when you're eating lunch, like to eat with awareness, with love, with gratitude for your food. We can bring in this mindfulness, this intentionality throughout our entire day.
Absolutely. And it really is, it becomes like a snowball effect, and it becomes easier and easier the more we do it. And then we start to plant, our awareness is looking for things to be grateful for, more ways to see, like Kelly said, things that are problems are just a label or a challenge just as easily, and can be a gift, can be a blessing, can be a soul growth moment, can be a opportunity for transformation, for a revelation that's going to free us, that's going to bring us to a higher level. So when we can take these moments to acknowledge that and have it do a quick vibration shifting practice, whether that's doing a couple minutes of deep breathing, turning on a song you love, doing a little bit of dancing, going into a gratitude practice, giving yourself a hug, like smiling to someone else and making someone else smile, like the mirror neuron effect, to bring these feelings of like safety and cues of peace to your nervous system. Like you start to see that we live in a friendly universe, and you start to trust everything. All these little actions start to build up and start to build this kind of inherent web of, you feel like you can trust life more. And this can really be a great framework for just how you see and move through your everyday with this beautiful intentional lens that you're consciously showing up in each moment, and that acknowledging that you have the power to choose differently, to choose realignment, to choose to feel good, to choose to rise above, to choose to see beyond, to choose to see the lesson in the challenges, and that we live in a friendly universe. We have that choice to choose a mantra that empowers us, to choose a more empowering thought, like the power of choice and intention to continually align us back with our intention is so powerful. It's it's very simple, but it's just the practice, like Kelly said, it's creating these small patterns, these small daily habits that eventually become a way of being, become a way of seeing, a way of thinking, a mindset. But until we have ingrained it in our subconscious, we have to consciously, practice. And that's why a daily practice is so powerful. And like she said, showing up and making the commitment to yourself to do it for 21 days, because then it becomes more effortless, because then it's just, you want to do it and you feel it. But at first there might be some resistance, but that's great, because then you're seeing where you need to grow. You're seeing where you're resisting love in your life. You're resisting love to yourself, resisting love to your greatness. And so you're being shown along the way with these moments where you can transform and grow. So yeah, it's a beautiful flow and a beautiful way to live and live an intentional life.
Yes, I love it. And also at the end of your day, you can add a moment of reflection as well. This is a really powerful practice in the way to reflect on your day. So, how did I feel throughout the day? Was there something that triggered me, that maybe took me out of my center? Like, how quickly was I able to realign? Really, just taking this moment of reflection, being honest with yourself, and just like looking back and growing from that day. And every day we're growing and we're becoming. We're learning, and that's all what the journey is about. And also having gratitude for the experience in its whole range of emotions. We're not always going to be centered, be aligned. We're gonna fall out of balance, and this is just an opportunity to learn and to grow. And so this reflection at the end of the day, also taking out your pen and paper and just writing down a few lessons that came throughout the day, and a few things again that you're grateful for throughout the day. Or if you notice any synchronicities in the day, the more we can bring our awareness to those synchronicities. It's like life happening for us, being in flow. It's like this snowball effect. The more we see it, we acknowledge it, we feel grateful for it, it begins to grow and it begins to expand. So I think journaling is a really powerful tool. We can use just even a couple minutes in the morning, in the evening, and always ending your day in that state of the wish fulfilled. So whatever it is that you want, whatever desire, longing it is to feel a certain way, as we talked about in the beginning, creating that feeling from within and really dropping into sleep within that state. So the last thing that you think about, the last thing that where your mind goes, is this feeling of expansion, feeling of tuning in with cultivating that feeling within, and then dropping into your dreamlike state and carrying that forward. And this is actually actually how we begin to work with our subconscious mind. This is when the subconscious mind is the most malleable, receptive to new ideas, is in this dreamlike state. It's like the first 5 minutes before you fall asleep, or like in that dreamlike state right before you drop into deep sleep, and in the first 5 minutes when you wake up in the morning before you're fully awake and conscious. These are some great states of being, or states of mind, to begin to plant these new seeds of intention.
Beautiful. Well, I think we gave you guys some lovely intentional golden nuggets that you can begin to seed in throughout your day to live with more intention in an intentional way. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you how this works for you, how this flows for you.
Beautiful. Yes. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.